Now you remember when I said that Africa can never move forward because we hate each other. I want you to watch this video.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel once again. It's your girl Dumebi. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. I do hope you decide to subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. It's so good to have you here. Welcome back. So I decided to dress up a little today because we are going over to the motherland. Yes, and what I'm wearing is a gown made with African fabric. This is kente. It's actually Ghanaian to be specific. Shout out to my Ghanaians out there. So what I'm going to be talking about today is something that might be considered a stale topic to Nigerians because the news came out officially on the 23rd of May. So it's been a few days, but it caused quite a lot of stir because people were really outraged when this news came out. So actually on the 23rd of May, the UK government released a statement saying that there's going to be a ban that will no longer allow Nigerian students coming to the UK for studies to come along with dependents. Let me just go right ahead and play the video.
The government has announced new immigration rules that prevent some overseas students bringing dependents to the UK. It will mean foreign postgraduate students can no longer bring family members with them unless they're studying on specific research programs. The announcement's been made 2 days before official statistics are expected to show net legal migration has hit a record 700,000 this year. Our Home Editor, Mark Easton, reports.
Lights, a front room in the West Midlands, camera, a YouTuber helping Nigerians come to Britain, and action.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your boy E to the M.
Among MD's hundreds of videos are guides on how to get a student visa to come to the UK.
Because there's new information regarding the student route to the UK.
Last year, a fifth of international student visas were issued to Nigerians, 120,000 people in total, half of them students, half their dependents. But MD believes many are actually coming not for a new qualification, so much as a new life.
So the student thing is not real. It's not like they need the degrees. They need the degree as an access route to come into the country. So a lot of these people get their priorities shifted real fast.
So it's really about getting into the UK.
Exactly.
And then
it's not about the education.
With a job, hopefully.
It's not really about the education.
Nigerians have a word for what's going on here. Japa, escape, doing whatever it takes to leave Nigeria and start a new life somewhere more prosperous. And Japa may explain why the Shropshire town of Telford, with its University of Wolverhampton student campus, now has more than 300 Nigerian residents.
Now, the thing that is infuriating Nigerians about this whole situation is not the fact that UK is placing a ban. It's the fact that a lot of Nigerians feel like we were sold out by one of our own. And this guy in question has actually been given the nickname the Judas Iscariot of Nigeria. Yeah, Judas Iscariot, that he betrayed Nigeria. The outrage and backlash that this guy has received all over social media, everywhere, is been a lot that I just had to talk about it in this video. This guy, who is a YouTuber, who actually migrated to the UK as a dependent of maybe a family member or whatever. He migrated last year. So he has a YouTube channel where he basically gives people tips on how to migrate to the UK and stuff like that, right? Because migration is big in Nigeria. So this guy, I think because of his YouTube channel, BBC actually interviewed him, and it was the things he said about Nigerians in the interview that really ticked a lot of people off. The truth is, yes, a lot of people use the study route to go to the UK. It's not a new thing. There are several routes you can use to migrate, right? But that seems to be the easiest, even though it might be capital intensive and all of that. But I think the problem a lot of people had is the fact that, number one, why do you feel so comfortable going to tell a white man this kind of thing about your country? You're basically, first of all, making generalization. It's a bracket statement. Like, you can't say that every Nigerian who is applying for further studies in the UK is doing that with the intention to migrate, right? You made those generalizations. A lot of us already know that Nigerians have a very notorious reputation, you know, so why would you go there and say things that makes our reputation even sound worse? So now a lot of Nigerians and even Africans too are coming out to really criticize what this guy said. A lot of people are not happy because it feels like it's ruining their chances to be able to migrate to the UK and possibly other countries as well. Because if UK is going to put this ban, other countries very likely could do the same, right? And they feel like it's hindering their chances for those who genuinely want to go abroad to study and those who have dreams of migrating. So a lot of people have been very disgusted by his behavior. At this point, I'm just going to go ahead and play people's reactions to the whole situation.
So Nigerians and other Africans are currently dragging this man for spilling their secret internationally on a live interview with BBC. I am sorry, it's not even a secret. He simply joined hand in blocking an opportunity for those Nigerians and other Africans who want to migrate to the UK. For those of you who do not know, the UK government banned foreign students from bringing their families over. And guess what they are using as a cover-up or an excuse for what they did? This guy's interview. So he said those Nigerians traveling to the UK are not really traveling to study. They are just using the student visa as an excuse to move to the UK. He even called it a business. First of all, not everyone who wants to study in the UK have the intention of living in the UK forever. Some people genuinely want to go to the UK for studies and come back to Nigeria afterwards. Second of all, it's not even a business as he called it, because the UK government is the one benefiting from it at the end of the day. In as much as you are working in the UK, even if you are not studying anymore, you have to pay tax, and go and try asking anybody you know living in the Europe how much their tax is. So UK government is directly benefiting from their taxes. And guess the funniest thing, this guy also entered UK using the same dependent visa just 9 months ago. So because he feels he's already there, he wants to block access for people who wants to also go there. My brother, you are simply selling your people out to a white man, all in the name of an interview. Did any of you notice how this guy is already forming British accent? Listen carefully.
It's not really about the education.
An apology video.
So they were apologizing. The most painful thing about this apology is that he's using the same clothes he used for the bookers to apologize. This guy is crazy. See, this is a typical example of a slavery-minded person. It's just like a slave answering to his slave master. Let me tell you one thing about slave-minded people. They don't care about being a slave. Rather, they want to get a good position within the confine of the slave. That is why when you meet an African in a place working abroad, like they have a good position, they have a better position than you. They want to step on your head. Slavery-minded people. This guy don't care about his own liberation or his people liberation. Rather, he care about the position he will get. This is his first broadcast on the BBC, on a world platform. So he want to use that advantage, that opportunity to mess everybody up, to gain a better position. This is what his mind is telling him. But he don't know that those white people don't care about him. That's why they show his face. They don't. See, the most sweetest thing a white man can see is when a black man is bringing a black man down. They like it a lot. They want you to know that, hey, we are not your problem. Your brother is your problem. See, in UK, the Indians migrate, the Asians migrate, the Arabs migrate. In fact, some of the best positions in UK now is controlled by the immigrants. See, the African immigrant in UK is less to compare to the Asians, the Indians, and the Arabs. Okay? This guy messed the whole continent up. It's not just his own country. He messed the whole continent up with this shit he said. Like, I don't want to bring religion into this, but the Bible book of Ecclesiastes, it said that death and life is in the power of your tongue. You should learn how to guide it. Because the same question was asked to a Nigerian early this year, and he defended the country. But this very person, he just went there and made a huge blunder, a very huge blunder. Fuck the continent up because you want to build your blog. You care about your blog than your own ethnicity, than your own race.
Truth be told, which I do not like, but it's a fact I must state. You see, investigations have been done, concluded, and a new policy presented and stamped, but somebody had to take the fall, and it has to be someone from the country in particular. And that guy, just for fame, because he heard the word BBC, he did not ask them for transcripts to seek legal advice or talk to someone who is in entertainment before you go for the interview. You got no transcript and you went there proud. He said everything you needed to say and more that you're not meant to say. Hence, the bashing you're getting from people. Now, they're going to be using your word. You know that clip that they cut out? That's what they're going to be presenting as the yardstick for the decision they made. But if it's about data, they have their data already. Because all of them know they're on camera. Oh, link me inbox. Make I give you updates. Make I give you this one. Anybody can create account. Anybody can source any information from you. Okay? I'm not going to stop you from living your life the way you do. But ask yourself, why is it from 2021, end of 2021 till now, there's this increase in all of you on in camera to talk about, oh, updates, COS, this, that. These updates have been there. So next time when you're angry that people are not giving you update, now you can understand why people are shielding information from you. Even Daddy Freeze tried to make him understand the mistakes he made. He was still not seeing it. To him, that fame is more important to him than any other thing. But I tell you, Dr. Emeka granted same interview that you did. But I saw the approach he used. Dr. Emeka here in UK, I saw the approach he used. And he played them like a fiddle. They didn't get the kind of information they were looking for. You see, sometimes when some of us turn down podcasters, some kind of YouTubers, some kind of interviews, oh, they will come with, oh, you know, you have an African online presence and people know you already and respect you. Now lie, ask them for the transcript. Because anything that will make you, you know, mess up your kinsmen or say things you're not supposed to say, there's no way you can retract it. There's no way, there's nothing you can do to remedy it. You don't do them, you don't do them. There's nothing like damage control. Those words, that phrase from you is what they're going to use against all of you.
Yes, I just so clear this concerning this particular guy where to be named himself. This guy where they open Nigerian yash. You see, when you come out and you see certain things about or you generalize a particular thing, it's really, really bad. I think the guy should come back to Nigeria. We've forgiven him, but let him come back to Nigeria and see. We don't forgive you, but try come back. Because if you are not stupid and you are mad, you can't tell me. You can't open mouth. What are you trying to achieve? What's your aim? What are you actually trying to achieve? Opening everybody nyash. That some people are just going there, not that they are going there to go and study. That's so fucking what. Is it your country? People like you cannot even be in government because I know definitely you oppress people. I'm really angry. I wish you come back to Nigeria and to even think that you as a person, you travel out as a dependent, enjoying the economy, enjoying everything. Just small opportunity where they give you, don't run block the whole road. Just try and come back to Nigeria and see. Not that we hate you, but you're not in Nigeria. A true Nigeria will not speak that way.
Sometimes I ask myself, what's going on as a Nigerian? What's going on? What's going on? Where do we get it all wrong? You know the reason why people they jackpot for your country and you still can't blow their cover. Who does that? You can't apologize. You don't reach there now. Maybe you don't reach there. But you know what? There's something that marvels me a lot. Why, bro? Why you go do that? You can't apologize. Who you apologize to? You know reason why people are leaving the country. You know, and people that are actually leaving the country are youth, agile people that are ready to work. They're going to work for that country that they are going to, even though they use them as slave. That's what I talk. Even when they use people as slave, some people, you hear their story, you will cry for them. They are still leaving the country, and you, because God Sishamisa Durai, you now blow some people cover. That is why they always see us as a joke. That is why unity, peace and unity. Please remove that unity in our national anthem because we don't have it. No, we don't have it. We cannot agree on one thing. This is so saddening. But bro, I'll tell you to your face, if I see you, you F up.
I'm not a part of the Nigerian English diaspora, but I will tell you like this, like so. I would be leading the charge to whoop your narrow tail if you did that shit over here and I heard about it. Why would you tell those white people that?
Welcome to another episode of POV. My name is Nanika Adepanal. Let's have this conversation. So a Nigerian guy is trending right now all over social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok over an interview he did with one of the big platforms. I think it's BBC or so. See, my honest, this is not going to affect just Nigerians, right? It is going to affect the whole of Africa. Because I know some Ghanaians also try to do that, where they, move to school, and then when things go well, they stay there, and then they live their life there and all that. I think the guy did not answer the question right, because there was another guy that has gone for interviews right there at the same place and was asked the same question, and then diplomatically answered the question where nobody even heard about it. But I think this one did not, he just got excited about the fact that BBC was, interviewing him, and so he just did okro mouth, right? He has come out to apologize, but first he came on live and then tried to defend himself, and then started talking plenty, and I think that agitated people more into thinking that this guy intentionally did that, because truth be told, Nigerians have taken over UK, right? And so now he has come out to apologize to, people, or his people, the people of Nigeria, the people of Africa, for not being diplomatic enough. That whatever he was talking about was not to cancel Nigerians from going to UK, but rather to share more light on how Africans suffer in their continent and would want better lives up there. But then he did not really say it well. According to him, that's what he's saying. Now, all these YouTubers should know that people will monitor you. People that do content on how you can migrate. If you're doing it in any shady way, like using excuses like education, people are monitoring. One way or the other, these UK people started doing their research or whatever before they even got this guy for this interview, for him to also make that statement to get everybody in trouble. And I get why everybody is, agitated and angry and all that. But he has said it. Right now, whatever measures that are going to be taken will be taken. So, there's nothing to say to defend this guy, frankly speaking. There's nothing to say to defend him. But we will all be fine in the end.
So you guys can see a lot of people are not happy with that guy. So because of the backlash he was getting, he came out and made this apology video.
This is an apology video because I am pained on two levels. First, the goal of granting the interview was not achieved. Alright? It wasn't. The goal of me agreeing to grant that interview was not achieved. Second, is that I now have to take the blame for a UK government decision. I have been set up, and this is exactly how it feels, to be the recipient of the blame. I believe that the BBC team did not intend to set me up, but this is exactly how it has come across. In the last 10 hours, everybody who would never have messaged me have messaged. Everybody who would never have called, I've called. Everybody who would never have commented on any post that involves me, that I have a lot of posts, they would never have commented, but they have commented. I do not deserve that amount of attention. Honestly, I don't. Particularly when it is negative. Right? People who have not spoken to me, people who have literally just walked past all of the great and positive things I have been privileged or lucky to make happen. People who have never said a word. Now they have a thesis. I am sorry, 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 I am very, very, very sorry. I am very, 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 very sorry. Please, this is difficult. Please find a place in your heart to say, maybe this guy is not the thing that we saw. Because I wouldn't watch a 25-second clip of you and judge your entire life by that. I am sorry, there's more to this. Not so much I can share, but I am sorry. I am really, really, really sorry. Please, I beg you, please, I beg you, please forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. And if there's an opportunity to correct this on any platform, I'm already using the platforms that I know, I will.
You know, they always make these apologies, and somehow, even through the apologies, you can see if they mean it or not. I don't think he meant that apology. It seemed like it was forced. I don't think he sees anything wrong with what he did. You know, he had his moment in the spotlight and he took it. I don't know what he gained from that. Why am I saying that he doesn't genuinely seem apologetic? It's because he came out and went live with a popular Nigerian media person and made these statements in his life.
The United Kingdom to study. And all of them come with family of 6 and a house help. All these people need some sort of insurance to be paid for. So,
John, I want to make an offer. I want to make an offer. I know I'm not supposed to be apologizing. I know better, right? I'm not supposed to be apologizing. But honestly, if they had posted, you know, Daddy Freeze.
So, do you guys see? He obviously is not apologetic, but then he can keep his apology to himself because I don't think it's going to make any difference and we don't really need it. It's just sad to see one of us go to BBC, maybe because you're in the presence of a palm-colored person, or you felt maybe you're going to get some form of popularity or whatever. You decided to paint your country people in a bad light. Now, if we're going to be realistic, we cannot say that the UK government made this decision based solely on what he said in that interview. As a matter of fact, this guy has not even been the first person the UK government has interviewed. So I feel like they've been somehow looking for someone who was going to come and say something along the lines of what this TMU MD said, because definitely they have their statistics, they have their data. We know that the decision of the UK government was not because of what he said, but I think, if you were to ask me, I think they needed someone to say what he said so that they could latch onto that when they were placing the ban. This is the funny thing. Sometimes we think we're smart, but these people already knew what they were doing. They had planned out their strategy, and then you help them execute it. And the funny thing is, they didn't protect this guy. They put his face out there. Now he's on blast, on full blast. And believe me, Nigerians are really pissed off. He was not the only one that was interviewed before. This particular guy has been interviewed before, and he spoke about the country in a positive way. He didn't throw his people under the bus. He was so smart in the way he replied. Let me play his interview.
Because it turns out that through the student visa program, the number of Nigerian students who've then been able to bring a dependent relative in this country runs at about 1 for 1. You know, 34,000 Nigerians given student visas and 32,000 dependents coming in their wake. Now, I'm not suggesting for a moment there's anything illegal about this, but when you think that a total of 1.1 million visas of various kinds were given out last year, you begin to understand why the British population has risen by 10 million since the year 2000. And 85% of that is due to immigration. Well, joining me is somebody of Nigerian descent. He's a regular on GB News. Hi. And Dr. Emeka, you appear on all of our programs. You are absolutely proud of your Nigerian heritage and your British present, and you're there in the health service, and you're doing great stuff, and that's great, and we love that. But when you look at these numbers, I mean, frankly, if every single person that comes from Nigeria as a student is then allowed to bring a dependent relative, it's a bit of a joke, isn't it?
I wouldn't say that. I think you have to understand where these people are coming from. Imagine leaving your country, your home country, your whole family. You're coming to a new country in, a search of better education, better jobs, a better lifestyle. You can't just leave everyone there. You also want to bring people in there so they can also develop in that country as well. And being somebody who was a product of that, because when I came many, many years ago, my dad came as a doctor, as a surgeon, to come work here in the NHS. At that point,
myself and my siblings, we were dependents. We were young. We couldn't work. We were just living in the time. We didn't have citizenship. We had to wait and get our British passports, and then we were able to go through the system. When you think of what these students are studying and what they're contributing to in society, then it makes it seem a little bit more logical. Because if you think about the NHS, around 15% of the NHS are people who don't identify as British. And that's not to count people like myself who have British citizenship, a British passport, but I'm also dual nationality because I'm Nigerian. So then you think about this, in London, 27% of people working in the NHS aren't British, and Nigerians are the third most populated country from outside the EU that come
so
and
we're
actually
saying,
drive
so
the
we're
NHS
saying the poor
workforce.
countries will strip out your talent, will take away your nurses and doctors. They're probably more needed there, aren't they?
Well, I wouldn't call them poor countries. I call them developing economies. And secondly, these people who come here and study here also have their opportunities to go home and give their talents back. So my plan, obviously, is to do a lot back in my country. I was trained here in the UK. I was fortunate enough to be given the resources to study here and work in the NHS, which is great. And then I've seen how healthcare systems can work, and then I'm trying my best to go back and implement them there too.
You see absolutely no problem with this. Nigerian citizens accounted for 40% overall of all dependents who accompanied foreign students in the 12 months this year. Does it strike you as a bit odd that one country should be 40% of all dependents that come accompanying students?
No, I think it's because of our culture and how we see it. I think we really value it when it's very difficult for a Nigerian who's studying in Nigeria to be able to get a student visa or get a working visa here. And when we do, we want to obviously make the best of it, and that's providing a better life for yourself and your family, and thinking that your family can go through a system with the kids who have grown up here and develop and possibly give back to our country if we can.
So you guys see, do you see the difference between the way this particular Dr. Emeka spoke and the way our very own MD Tiamiu spoke? The difference is clear, isn't it? The truth is, the UK government too has a lot to gain from the amount of immigrants coming, because there's a lot of money that goes into the economy, there's a lot of taxes being paid, there's a lot of revenue that is being generated by people coming there and working and schooling and stuff like that. So somehow it's a kind of symbiotic relationship, in my opinion. There is nothing wrong in the UK government feeling like their population has grown and they want to control the amount of immigrants that come. It's the fact that one of our own basically gave them the avenue to easily do this and make it look like it is our fault and it's because of what one of us said. That is where the problem is. So, well, I guess the good that could possibly come out of it is it lets Nigerians migrate and we somehow stay in our country and find solutions to our country. Because believe me, if our country had a lot of things working for us, had a lot of systems working for us, people would rather be home than go out. People would rather be home than migrate to all these countries. Let's not even lie, that is a given. So you guys, just let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Let's not even focus on the UK government right now, because as far as I'm concerned, they played a fast one on that guy. He's the sole loser here because I don't think he gained anything from that. Instead, he has been branded a black sheep by the whole of Nigeria. So what do you guys think about what this guy did and said? Do you think it made sense for him to do that? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, share my video as well. I'd really appreciate that. Turn on notifications, that way YouTube will let you guys know whenever I have a new video up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.